this response. Let's trade it now with Tim Bigham, options strategist over at Pilot AI. Very good morning to you, Tim. How would you approach an example trade for this one now with this news in mind?
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. And it's kind of news that was, going to be coming and maybe a touch sooner than expected, but certainly not a big surprise at all here. So I don't think, the departure of Tim Cook is going to have a meaningful impact on the stock. Certainly the earnings next week is where all eyes will be, and probably all eyes have turned now, as that will really tell the story here. So I'm just going out and playing it guardedly bullish, going out to the traditional May options, selling the out-of-the-money 255 puts, buying the 250 puts, collecting about 80 cents or so net credit, so like that return on risk of about 17.5%. Major support technically down around that kind of 250 area. And as we have seen, as you were talking about, stocks just don't want to seem to go down here. So even post earnings, I think it'll take a calamity to collapse Apple stock down to those levels here. So I'm taking advantage of somewhat high implied volatility out in May because it is post earnings, and positioning to be a buyer on about a 7% dip or so.
Okay, a good look at Apple counting down obviously to those earnings as well and what they have to say in some of the management commentary. Tim, always appreciate it. Thanks for the example trade for us. Tim Bigham there, options strategist over at Pilot AI, coming up with